my job is not to make everyone happy. My job is to do the right thing. Lately, I'm not making a lot of people happy.
That's not true.
So that has meant that me, Clayton, Ted have been torn apart in different places of the world. We rarely are around each other, and when we are, we try to spend time together because we're running a company, the three of us together, with a lot of other great people in corporate and including you all. Because Root is the first thing that will launch almost every single thing I create unless it's an issue with governments that I can't talk about. So I come here today telling you all that what we wanted to accomplish in the next 10 to 100 years, we've laid the groundwork this year. Our job is not to make people happier and healthier for the next 5 years. Our job is to make future generations and their children healthier and happier and sustainable. Our job is to be a light even when things aren't happy. Because newsflash for everyone, I'm not always happy. I get tired. I get headaches. I miss my children. I even miss my mother, who's 81 years old. Because I'm a person, and you guys are too. What I don't want to hear, and some of you guys that are on the Platinum group probably saw it today, and I think the other groups will see it. What I don't want to be around is chaos or misinformation in this company. A lot of people have opinions about where I should go, who I should talk to, and what the company should do. This company was built on community and love, and not just amazing products that change our lives. You all changed people's lives, and you're each different. So we may all get mad at each other. You may not like which president or prime minister you happen to see me with. There's a lot you're not seeing me with, and that you won't see me with in the future, that we all three have to do. Because when I went to Davos, Clayton was called the night before and had to go to some major meetings that could help us in the future that involved a lot of political things, with one goal: for this company and for our lives to help future lives be more sustainable, be healthier, and be better and greater. The products, I'm going to be really open. The products are what keep me going. I have a lot of health issues. I always have. I've had cancer since the age of 24 and 25. I've had Lyme disease since I was 19. I've had high blood pressure since around then, and lately I've had issues with it until I'm around my husband and Ted, and I get calm, and I'm on our products. The doctors wanted me to try blood pressure medicine. So I did for a couple of days. My blood pressure went up a lot higher, and Clayton told me I needed to listen to myself about my own products. I am not saying that people in this room shouldn't take blood pressure medicine. I'm not saying people in this room shouldn't take chemotherapy or medication. There are things you should take, and you shouldn't let people get in your head and tell you all medication's bad. Because if that were the case, most of us wouldn't be here. And that has to be our goal, is to share that message. Not because of me. And I have to say this, I will forever be indebted to Clayton for listening to my heart when I said,
One.
When I said we have to have a plan where people make money, people support their families, because something's getting ready to happen where people aren't going to have money anymore. We have to create a new system. And he's smarter than me. The first person that completely understood that was Ted Baker. And Ted said, your husband's a genius. He created something that's going to help people sustain their wealth, be able to provide for their children. And he did. He did. And I will. That's true.
Can we repeat that?
Yes, I will repeat that. I will repeat that. Because I don't give Clay enough credit. Because the truth is, as different as we are, he's one of the most amazing people I've ever met. And I love that we're different. I love that Ted Baker and I are different. I love that his wife is amazing, but she's different than I am. And the reason I'm sharing this with you all is because I feel like if we're really going to be on this journey together, in case of an emergency, or just every day. I also developed a clothing line that was dipped in a 4-day process which protects people's bodies, animals' bodies, children's bodies from all of this negativity. When people say to me, Christina, when you go into a negative environment, make sure you surround yourself with positive energy. Please know I understand that. And I'm thankful when you tell me that. I love that you tell me that. I'm a nanobiotechnologist, and my background is energy work. Quantum physics, that's what you do. But the problem is, people will use energy to create things like nuclear waste or nuclear war or GMOs. But that's not me. I am a person that I love children, I love animals, I love people. The more different you are, the more I'm going to love you. Because it's okay. We need that. But this was another barrier so that when you guys take the supplements, when you take Clean Slate, that was the most important thing to me to get that out, because for a variety of reasons I can't mention here or ever, I understood what was getting ready to happen. Was I a part of it? No. Did I plan it? No. Things happen. Life changes. Life has changed. But guess what? For the better. Because now we understand, and now we have a lot of good things that help protect us. We have been exposed to heavy metals and toxin and pollution for hundreds of years. We've done nothing about it. The medical schools, the universities, I'm going to tell you guys right now, that's going to change. If you think the fact that we have just stepped up and done what we've done is not going to change the way that things are going to happen, you're wrong. I wrote a spine registry years ago on how to 3 years. So 2 years, 3 years since Clean Slate, 2 years. We've sold out a number of times. Our biggest issue right now is manufacturing things, because I use different manufacturers and sourcing all over the world to do what I need to do, because I know what I have to put in there, how I have to develop it, and I have not found one place that can do it. But while I was in Davos, my husband was in a meeting trying to figure out how I could do all of that in one place and how we could control it. Not because we want to control things, but because we need to keep doing this and not do what someone else wants us to do. I've worked at every company until now. They changed my formulas. It becomes about money. That's true. Every single company. But now, we have a group of people that encourage me every day. And I say this all the time. I am in meetings all the time right now. You guys get tons of offers to go to other companies and do other things. I get offers constantly, and here's always my answer. I owe it to the root community to put them first. Ted Baker gets the same offers. Clayton Thomas gets the same offers. And this is what we say.
No one wants to work with me. No one calls me.
And there are days that, especially lately, because of how hard we've had to work, the three of us, to get all of this out, there have been days where I think I just cannot get out of bed today, but I'm usually up by 5:30 or 6, so I manage to get up. Because I sit there in my bed and I think about who I'm responsible for and to, and I think about what I am supposed to do. The reason sometimes I can't get out of bed is the chaos around me, and there's a lot of negativity, because the more you grow, the more there's negative things that happen. But that's okay.
Beans. The Guatemalan coffee beans are actually the most popular in the world. That's why our master roaster, who's in Cyprus, recommended them. And that he's an award-winning master roaster for coffee.
It won't come out though, Ted reminded me.
Till April.
No, but it won't come out with the organic label on it because it takes us 9 months. So it will come out at first without that label because it takes us 9 months to apply for that.
And that's in
So you guys will have to wait on that.
Germany.
That's Germany.
In the United States, you can put an organic label on anything. Right? We were going to start selling bottled water from Ohio, and it's green right now, and say it was organic. But
That was not true.
you can do that in America. Germany is very, very strict with how they
Canada
do
is
things.
too, yeah. So the coffee and then the toothpaste to get rid of the parasites and the fungus in the gum. We will be the first toothpaste that comes out like that. So that will be coming out. That's done. They're shipping it to us. You will notice a huge change. If you want to put moisturizer over it, please feel free to do it. I sometimes will use MCT oil or lavender oil over it, so you can do that too. I use the tea mist under it, which I think is 11. Are you counting?
Yeah, that's 11.
12 is the plumper. So we're at 12. We also have all the animal lines done. So in March we will be launching your animal line for Bill and Coo through Root. And you will have a greens called Anna Greens for the dogs and cats and horses. You will have
And pigs and cows and goats.
you will have a collagen and colostrum that is made for animals, but it's human grade. I did not do animal grade on any of this. I had a choice. I did the highest grade possible so that the animals would be treated like people. And maybe people don't want to use the product, maybe they don't agree with that, and that's okay too. But that's how I wanted to do it, because we actually have 3 dogs and a cat. We lost one of our dogs when I was in Dubai this year, and I still cry about it. So I love those animals. And if someone ever tries to tell me they're not as important, I have a hard time with it. My children, of course, are the most important thing in my life, and Clayton and all of you guys and my family. But animals are really important too. Babies are important. I love that we have to take care of them. So we have 5 products coming out that are animal lines. We have the Anna Greens, the collagen colostrum, the immune defense shield for animals so that your animals can hopefully live longer. We have a natural barrier support, but we don't have that we have a few of those in the office for animals. And then we have the clean pets. Oh my gosh, we have more than 5. And then we have Kodo. So I made a special spray for animals to protect them against the environment. Animals have a 38% higher chance of getting certain types of cancer because they're out there more. It has increased over time because of all the pesticides and they're exposed to the environment. All the chemtrails, all the 5G, animals are not doing that great. So it's a spray for the animals, you will be able to spray in their coats once or twice a day to protect the animals.
But that means there would also be a spray
For people. So we have Environ Skin Defense, which I believe to date is the best product. We're not finished. We have nothing to brag about. What we do need to brag about, though, is the ability we have to help others. Because now we have a full product line. We have a doctor brand that is, I think we're launching March 16th.
You're not done with the products.
Where we have 5 products and we will do individual products with doctors so that we can test things and have research data so when we launch it, you guys have it. Those things are very important because we need to prove not just what we think, but what we know. The environmental essays will go out in probably April where we will test with the land, air, and water so we can do pilots and get grants from the government so we can help different governments. That's one big product that will help 3 big things. CTC line, like I said, will come out in March. I was counting the other day, I think we have 32 products that will be out this year, just so you all know.
No one wins.
Well, whoever said the highest, I think, you said 12. 10 was the highest.
17.
He went
17. Yes.
I don't focus too much.
So when people ask me, like yesterday they asked me, are you working on an omega-3 or a peptide formula? The answer is yes. I actually have it done. Do you have a vegan collagen colostrum? The answer is yes, I have it done. Why aren't you launching? Is the next question. We can't do everything at once. We're already launching a lot. We are trying to specifically find answers for certain things that we feel like are needed right now. And then secondly, things that will grab the attention of the world so we can help more people.
What about the spirit?
Clean Spirits has now been produced. It will be out probably by April. We just produced a bunch of it because of Germany. It's time I need to be re-energized. I've got to spend time on my energy so that I can help you guys even more. That's only a couple of days. I've just got to have some downtime. But before that, being here with you energizes me because we have a community that believes the way I believe, at least on some things. They may adamantly disagree with me on others, and that's okay. But we're in this together, and I'm very thankful for you all. I am going to hand it over to Ted Baker and Clay. I'm not sure if there are
Any questions?
One question.
Okay.
Let's go. Here, water.
Hi. One question, because you've been to the hell in Davos. Do you have an idea? I mean, with these evil people, Klaus Schwab and co, if they're trying to get rid of people and they kill already a few million and we will kill a few more, and at the end, all the stubborn ones like us, all the ones who try to get healing and proper food and proper protection and try to wake up and increase their life. At the end, they kill all the ones who can't help themselves, and at the end, we are left. What's the point in this of them? I mean, they killed all the ones who couldn't help themselves, and the strong ones get even stronger. Do you have an explanation? What's the point behind all that?
So I can answer this, Clay. So my explanation is, first of all, I don't know him personally. I do know I was there and I was in a lot of the meetings. To be honest, I left here and became pretty sick once I got to Davos. But I did do the talks and I did go to the meetings. I did not go to any of the after parties, just so everyone knows. So the Forbes events, the invitations for the royal families and stuff like that, I did not do them. I turned those down. If you ask me why, it wasn't that I just thought that was best for me. I felt like my energy needed to be spent in other areas. I do that a lot. Like Clay and I get invited to a lot of things that we don't go to because our energy needs to be somewhere else at the time. Not that we don't like the people that invited us, but I do feel like there are always going to be, through history, there's always been this fight of good and bad, right? There's always been this fight of, look, even the different organizations, I hate to even talk about them, these secret organizations that existed, it's not a guess, it's a fact through thousands of years. I even think that some of my family were in some of those organizations, to be honest. I think this is always going to be the issue. Here's what I know. I was taken aside the first day I was there, and then I said this, I was invited to a dinner, but I wasn't really invited. I was told I had to go. And I was kind of told what I needed to say in my talks, to which I responded, I will be saying what I want in my talks, and I will be representing what I want to represent. And that's what I did. And I did it. If you ask me, I represented it as much there as I represent it in this room. You will not hear a different message from me. You will never hear something where you're like, what? Now you may hear me say a bad word. You may hear me yell at Clay. You may hear me yell at my children. Because the closer I am to someone, the more I'm very honest with them. And I get mad. I get hurt. I get disappointed. I'm human. But you'll never say, that doesn't sound like Christina. So I think there is this thought process. I don't think I know. There is a thought process that we would be better off with less people.